if people of course will act according to the systems they follow, Muslims and practicing Muslims act according to the Islamic system. Although Christians and Jews generally and the other non-Muslims are indeed non-Muslims, we still have a duty to spread Islam, to spread the message and to make the message clear to them. Of course, there are two types of these people, who are all considered kafirin, not disbelievers. One type are those who are disbelievers, but they don't fight against Islam. We have the necessary to us to spread Islam to them. But the others are those who we are bound, we have to defend Islam against because they are fighting Islam. And there are many, and that's, but as I mentioned before, those who come into the message of Islam, then we can't hate them regardless. Of course, there may be points of justice that are determined, that have already been determined by Allah. For instance, the greatest example of that is when the Prophet conquered Mecca. The hero of the Quraysh was fighting them for so many years, and he went into Mecca, and he gave them except for some other, except for one or two princes. And this is the point is that of course the Muslims should be merciful, but we don't hate people for the sin because they are not Islam. We hate them because we hate the systems that they may be following, particularly these systems are fighting against Islam. This is the point of which we can discuss it some other time. I don't want to take the time.
I just want to add, that, you see, again, when you're dealing in terms of people, a person may be a Christian or a Jew or a Buddhist or a Hindu. Simply because they are following these systems, we don't hate them. If they are proven evil individuals, you see what I'm saying? Because, but then we may hate them. If they are proven evil individuals, they're not following a way of life because they're born up in this system, whatever, they're practicing this. They're Christians because their family was Christian. But now you have some individuals there who have chosen evil as a path. Not only are they in an evil system, but they themselves are evil individuals, which they make clear to you through their words and their deeds. Then you may hate them as individuals. But as you said, in the case of da'wah, when we meet people, we do not judge what is in their hearts. And as such, our hatred for their actions now goes to the hatred of the person. So you may find, for example, some of the brothers who, because of their, dislike for the non-Islamic system, and they on their job situations have, non-Muslims working with them from the army or the navy or whatever, and you'll find these brothers will refuse even to look at these people. They will just ignore them totally because these are part of the system of disbelief, and they won't. Well, of course, that kind of a view, is distorted. It's gone beyond really the bounds. We have a duty of conveying the message. And we have to be open to people. We cannot judge. Those individuals have just as much a possibility of being a believer, as we had. It was Allah's destiny that they were born in the situation which brought them to where they are now, and which brought us to where we are now. And we have a duty to convey the message to them so that they may also follow the correct way. So, I'm in agreement with our brother that we don't hate individuals, as a group. To say everybody who is a Christian, I hate that person. No, I hate the distortions which exist in Christianity, in Buddhism or Hinduism. All of the systems which are un-Islamic, whatever is wrong in them, I dislike it, I hate it. But the individuals themselves, I don't judge them as being a point of hatred until they make it clear that they are evil individuals who don't want the truth, who don't, this is. Then we can, then that hatred may transfer itself also to individuals. Yeah.
We have any instances where prophets allowed us to support their hatred? Do you have any instances?
Any instances where?
Yeah, the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam hated someone?
Where the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam hated somebody. Can you quote one?
You had some stories like Al-Harith ibn Abi when he came to the Prophet to declare Islam, the Prophet didn't meet him. He gave him his back. He didn't even talk to him.
That the Prophet ﷺ hated that individual, but seeing that individual reminded him of something which was very close. Somebody's life was taken very close to him. So he avoided the presence of that person because of the hurt that he personally felt from being reminded by that person's presence. But I'm sure, that, though I can't, bring right out of my head an instance, I don't know if somebody else remembers from Fitrah or from the life of the Prophet ﷺ where we could say the Prophet ﷺ hated this individual. Whether it's...
I never heard that Prophet had hated anybody. He was always giving a good example of a good Muslim. You remember the story of a Jew who used to throw his garbage at the Prophet's door every day. But one day, the Prophet did not find any garbage at his door. So he said, maybe my neighbor is sick. So he ran his door and came in and to him. So what's the matter with you? Are you sick? Is there anything wrong? Why do you ask about me? I always throw my garbage at your door. He said, you are my neighbor. Why didn't you inquire about me? If you are, if that Jew certified that there is no God but Allah and that Muhammad is his messenger, he declared, no, because the Prophet does not hate anybody.
Well, go ahead.
For instance, when he was praying at the Kaaba, and three individuals, there were some individuals, and he told one of them to take the intestines,
the camel, and throw it on him.
He did. And then he prayed against the people for their death. And what if they did die a horrible death?
Well,
He prayed against them.
Yeah, if the Prophet ﷺ prays for Allah's curse on a people, right? Would we classify this as dislike for that people?
No.
As hatred for the people?
For their deeds, for evil deeds.
Well, I know this may be a point, because, when we had the case of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he was given the option of Allah destroying the people of Taif, because they had chased him out of Taif, right? And he had, asked that Allah not destroy them because perhaps there would come from them some people, okay? This is, we could say this is a clear, expression of the Prophet ﷺ did not hate the people for what they did, okay? Which was, the majority of people who did this in ignorance, right? However, in the case when we had of the, those reciters were sent, Quranic reciters were sent to the tribe, and they ambushed them and massacred all of them. And the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the prayers prayed against them, asking Allah's curse against them. Allah knows, we cannot say that he didn't hate them, but at the same time, I wouldn't want to say specifically unless he said so, that he did.
I think this point would be verified very much if we talk about what do we mean by the person. We hate the person. What kind of person? Generally, a Muslim, we should love him. Whatever he does, we should love him. And we hate the bad behavior. Sometimes he might get involved in. And a kafir, we should hate him. This is the general rule. Person,
his behavior or
kafir and individual, because you can't separate this. Talking to him about Islam and inviting him from his sister. At that time, trying to make sure if he accepts it or hates it according to personal emotions or according to something else. But generally, a Muslim you love and you fear for him when he does some mistake or something wrong, and a kafir you should hate. And you hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guides him, Allah yahdi. But this is the general rule. We can't maybe have this mixture of feeling. You see, you hate the Muslim, you hate the Kafir, and you love the Muslim. And you fear for the Muslim when he gets involved in something haram or forbidden.